What's up guys, it's Jughead here, just a down-to-earth guy trying to bring you some down-to-earth content. Welcome back to my Let's Watch Hunter x Hunter series. Today, we're going to be watching episode 31, I believe. It's been a while. Episode 31, I know the title, Destiny and Tenacity. That's what it is. I remember the name, I couldn't remember the episode number it's on because, as you know, it's been a while. I apologize for that, but I am back now. I missed you, every single one of you. I missed doing this. I missed talking to y'all in the comments. And that's when you really know that you love what you're doing or like the hobby that you're pursuing or the creative outlet, because I genuinely missed doing this. And I'll leave a timestamp down below for anybody that doesn't really care about me talking and just wants to get to the reaction. But if you stay, I'll just fill you in on what's been going on in my personal life and why I haven't been uploading for, I think it's going to be 2 weeks by the time I record, edit, and upload this. It might be 2 weeks. So why I've been gone, one has just been, it's the holidays, Christmas and New Year's. Just want to spend time with family, take a break, mellow out, not really have to worry about YouTube and all this stuff going on. And a mix with that is because if I'm doing that or taking a break, I would assume some of my viewers are probably just taking a break, have some stuff that's going on, maybe be busy in their own lives, just like me, as we're going into Christmas and also ending one year and entering the other. And just in a pure YouTube sense, a lot of people take breaks from content creation in December and January, as in YouTube really falls in viewership and watch time and retention. And if you can monetize your channel, monetization and CPM is at its lowest after Christmas and into January and stuff, because people are done buying things, so ad rates go down. People are going on vacation, spending time with family, so viewership goes down. So it's really just a time when a lot of people creating content take breaks, and including me. I don't monetize my channel. I'm not there yet with 1,000 subscribers, but I just really wanted to take a break, really just to clear my head and spend some time with family and friends in the opportunity that I can. And also other stuff in my personal life. I've been doing some body work on my car for a while, so I really wanted to get that done before it gets, I live in Chicago, so when it really gets salty and snowy and shit, I had rusted out rocker panels on my SUV that I wanted to weld some new metal on, get that all done, and I'm so happy with how it came out. So in that sense, I don't regret taking the break because I know I accomplished something like that. And also, you may or may not know that I do freelance graphic design on the side, taught myself Premiere, Lightroom, After Effects, Illustrator, Photoshop on my own a couple years ago. And I just do some freelance graphic design and photography and animation on the side. Like, for example, my intros, my outros, all my graphics, my lower thirds, banners, logos, everything that is a graphic design element or animation or whatever on my channel, I design myself. And I just carry that and try and get some decent side scratch on the side, doing some restaurant photography, portrait photography, things of that nature. And then like how my Instagram is literally just photography, because I just do graphic design and photography is my passion. And I wanted to try and pursue that maybe to get into a more business sense. So just like wanted to focus on opening up like an Etsy shop, a Fiverr shop, to try maybe if I can bring in some more side scratch, either with my selling my own Lightroom presets or seeing if anybody else who wants to create content, because as we know, in the United States at least, content creation or YouTuber is for some reason the most sought after like job or career or passion out there. For some reason, I don't really think that's a good idea, but if you want to pursue it as a creative outlet, not many people can do graphic design or animation or have the time to teach themselves. So why not help out those who may want a professional looking end screen or design a logo or design a banner or get some lower thirds or some titles? And that's what I do on the side. And I just wanted to open up my shops, open up some side gigs like that, and pursue more of the freelance side, including even like creating a second channel that's just dedicated to like simple photography stuff, graphic design stuff, Lightroom tutorials, photography stuff like that I'm not really focusing on right now, because Jughead will always be my main channel, my main focus. But if you dig a little deeper, you can see that I have a second channel right now that I'm just, I don't know, not really focusing on right now, but maybe I'll balance it out. But that's it. That's just been what's going on with me. Other than that, I've been just lazying around. As you can see, this is the first time I'm wearing contacts in maybe 4 months. If I blink a lot, it's because my eyes are not used to contacts. And I wish I got a haircut. This is the longest my hair has ever grown out. Look at this. Look how it's just coming out like this. Like, if you can see, I usually get highlights in my hair, and this is all highlights. That's how long my hair has grown since I last got a haircut. The last time I got a haircut, I got highlights too. And this is how long my hair is. That's annoying. That's annoying. But considering my barber is currently in Miami and not really wearing masks and stuff, not going to get a haircut anytime soon. I'm pretty much just going to be turning into the dude from The Big Lebowski. And honestly, not really complaining about it, but also I don't leave the house that much. Because I'm a hermit, introvert loner, so whatever. But enough talking about me. I already took up, 5 minutes, 6 minutes of your time. Don't want to do that anymore. That's for the discussion afterwards for the people that like to hear my voice and like to hear me talk. But now, let's get into episode 31. I've been away for 2 weeks, but do not worry. I remember everything. This memory is perfect, so I'm completely caught up. I know everything that's going on. So, without any further ado, let's get into episode 31, Destiny and Tenacity. See you in 5 seconds. So, Hunter x Hunter, episode 31, Destiny and Tenacity in 3, 2, 1. Let's watch. So, Gon is no competing, no training, nothing, as he gets Wings trust back and heals himself for 4 months. So let's see if a time jump happens, because I don't think we're going to be spending all that time. We're going to be seeing some fighting, definitely, but we're not going to see Gon fighting. Oh, 1 month has passed. See? A time jump. So 1 month has passed. I don't know if Killua's been fighting. He's, of course, been training on his own in secrecy, just like he did with Kurapika and Leorio to open the door. Oh, is his arm already healed? I forget. It's his right arm this time. 1 month, like Satsuo said, he heals very fast. Hey, just because you're healed doesn't mean you're going to be allowed to compete. Exactly. You'll be drinking that, like, 3 cups of 2% milk a day. Strong bones and teeth. Wing ain't gonna let you compete. Not just tickets. Ooh, who's fighting? Ooh, Hisoka's fighting. I love Hisoka. 2 weeks without Hisoka? Man. Everybody wants to see Hisoka. Everybody knows who that man is. I want a Hisoka figure statue on my desk so bad, but I can't find a good one. Or one that's not like $130. Like, what? I want a Hisoka figure. I want a Piccolo figure, and I want a Itachi figure on my desk. Now that I'm in the anime weeb world, fully and proudly. He's only given up a total of 4 points. 1 knockdown, 3 clean hits. But has he ever been a floor master? That would be cool if he's a floor master. I want to see somebody compete in the Battle Olympia. Yeah, he doesn't even think about himself. That's why I love him. He's just like a Goku. He just wants to fight strong guys. It excites him. Last time Hisoka was knocked down was 2 years ago. He was responsible for 3 of them. Matchup. Yeah, they definitely got a history. Let's fucking go. Rematch of the century. That's why everybody wanted those tickets. Because they know there's about to be some shit. Ooh, is that gonna count as he's not gonna be able to attend? Oh, there's Wing right there. Nope, because that goes into it. Yep, it counts as learning, counts as training. He wants that not even in your mind. Oh, he's seeing him out of bed with no cast on. Yep, do your backflips and your suspended push-ups. Yeah, he's like the Wolverine. Yeah, promise is a promise. You see that promise string on his pinky finger? Do any of the Nen uses actually help heal you too? Like, he already has superb regenerative capabilities, but I wonder if, like, 10 or something actually helps heal you too. I doubt it, but who knows? Well, you guys know. I don't know. He's kept his promise. Fell from the faint aura that surrounds him under normal circumstances. Serene rivers. We're getting poetic in here. Tuck in your shirt, man. You always have it half untucked. Is that what Zushi is detecting? Kind of some instability within Wing himself, who's the master? He should be under the most control. Does he at least get to watch it on TV or the radio, or no? Oh, no, because no. Why would they have it on TV or the radio? Or maybe they do. There's some prime... Oh, or he's keeping his promise. Killua will tell him all about it. Yes. Be a man of your word. Keep practicing that 10. Keep meditating. Oh, man. I missed Hunter x Hunter so much. Let me just tell you that right now. I've watched maybe 60, yeah, 60 episodes of Dragon Ball Z in maybe the past 2-3 weeks. So I've been on a major Dragon Ball binge. Even probably more than that, yeah. I remember when I ended Dragon Ball Z, when I ended Hunter x Hunter, took the break, I was at like episode 55. I'm now at episode 105. And yeah, I'm a little addicted. Kastro is who Hisoka is going up against. Hey, he's an elegant looking man. I also just started Naruto on my own, since people are telling me it's not worth bringing to a channel because it has like 600 plus episodes. A lot of filler. Kind of a waste of time. Yeah, he's done his own training. This is why it's going to be the rematch of the century right here. Hey, when you're that good looking, when you're that elegant looking, looking like Legolas mixed with who knows who else. What is that? Damn. Talk about flicking the bean. Dangerous. Turn off a lot of girls doing that. I'm gonna stop talking. Hey, Legolas. Oh yeah, he's like Legolas mixed with Link or something. Oh, is he suppressing his Nen? He's gonna eavesdrop. Suppress his Nen. He's not detected. That's why it's like that black drop shadow. Oh! He got a clone of himself? Oh no, that man's just teleported. Yeah, he's super fast. You couldn't even detect his Nen. His chi. You ain't as good as you think you are. Always a bigger fish. Somebody as graceful as looking as that. Oh, okay. He knows everybody. So, but he knows his first name because you have to register your name, I think. But he doesn't know that his last name is Zoldyck. Seems like a nice guy. Bonding over the silver hair. Zetsu. And sealing the net. Has some range. Yeah, puts you off. Dude, people definitely know who he is. Magician never reveals his secrets. Yeah, you might have to fight each other. Ooh, he reading right through you. Why is it green? I don't know whose intentions to believe. Battle Olympia. Okay, okay. Oh, is he gonna spark some inspiration? No, you're denying it. You're an assassin, you're a fighter at the end of the day. You'll be hungry for it. It's like why Mike Tyson is back in the boxing. He just couldn't... That beast can't be tamed forever. Hisoka and Kastro. Two graceful-ass looking men going head to head. Both a little pale, but, you know, too busy training to be out in the sun tanning, you know? He seems like a Kurapika type character. Very logical, rational. Ooh! He got him! Clean hit? Clean hit. He ain't gonna get flustered though. He's gonna like it. He gets turned on by getting a hit. He's a masochist. Ooh, give me your best shot. That's don't be saying that shit. I want to see Hisoka. Ooh, he's bleeding too. I want to see Hisoka go off. Yeah, get that. An illusion? What are you talking about? He likes to hear that. Sorry if I'm yawning. I'm definitely not yawning because I'm bored. I'm yawning because I've been going to bed at like 6 a.m. every day. Sorry. I'm very much engaged in this shit right now. He hit him again! But he's probably just toying with him, you know? He might be toying with him. Can normal people even see what's going on? Like, are they way too fat? Ooh, see? Oh, man, that illusion trick. Takedown. Damn. Huh. Interesting, interesting. I feel like Hisoka's playing him for a fool right now. Like Frieza when he was only at like a third of his power before he transformed. Don't say shit like that. He's just catching a breather. Yeah, he's smiling, giggling it off. He's not taking this serious yet. He'll let it go to 9-0 and then he's off the chain. I love how you can see the auras around them. He's liking this. He's feeling them out. Yeah, disappearing is not inaccurate. God, his voice, dude. Yeah, what are you missing? Tell me, because I'm definitely missing something. So if you are, I'm completely lost. Okay, Confucius, with these fortune cookie riddles. Ooh. Why is it green, dude? Do the colors mean something different? Tiger Bite Fist. Okay. So do they actually have their own techniques, kind of like Goku with the Kamehameha, Gohan and Piccolo with the Yamenko, or Yamcha with his wolf attack, or whatever the hell it's called. Oh shit. He's just got a fist out. Go ahead and take it. How slow are you guys running that you're just talking to each other in a conversation? What? He just got done to him what he did to that guy in the tunnel back at the Hunter exam. Got his arm taken off. He's tricking. That's tricking. This ain't really him. This a clone? Is this an illusion? What's going on? Or did he really just lose an arm just now? Dude, is he gonna just put that shit back on? What is going on? If he puts that shit back on, or he's not in pain, or this is an illusion, that's not really him, then I don't understand Nen whatsoever. What the hell just happened to my mouth? Did I have a stroke? Whatsoever. Yo! He's doing the Tenshinhan technique. Or the shadow clone technique. The shadow clone seal. That I just watched in the first and second episodes of Naruto. What is going on here? I don't know. I guess it wouldn't be a shonen if you didn't clone yourself. Now, is it just an after image of himself, or is it actually a clone of himself? No shit. Ah, yeah. Kid, are you dumb? This doesn't need an explanation. I would imagine, yes. Yeah, because Kastro is super fucking strong. What? Is he just playing it off? Yeah, he's mastered that ability. These 2 years, what has he been doing? Hisoka's just carrying his arm in his hand. And you got him. Oh, man. Because what? Okay. Ah, so he's using the clone of himself. You duplicate yourself before disappearing, so you're not moving behind. Killua was talking to a clone. So he didn't, successfully create a double of himself with them. Yeah, I don't... Wow. Yeah, I don't understand Nen at all, dude.
あのヒラヒラした服も資格を増やすため一役買ってるわけか。あれ
Bruh.
や相当の使い手でも戦闘中にからくりを見破るのは困難だぜ。
Dude, he's just holding his arm. And it's not bleeding at all. Dude, we're about to find out some shit that this is Hisoka's double. Bruh. This is insane. His true tiger bite fist. Ah, bruh. Why is it green? Do the different energies or the different colors mean different things? Kind of like how the different colored lightsabers mean different things. Put your arm back on. Oh, he's licking his lips. It's over. It's over. It's over. The episode's already over? What? God damn it. What? We'll have an unthinkable end. That's a badass shot right there. That's a desktop background right there. So, let's discuss. Man, I missed this alright. I said in my intro how much I miss sitting down and recording and then being able to upload content and connect with y'all, reading so many good, positive, thought out comments and conversing with y'all. I miss that. But actually, now sitting down and pressing play is when I was like, damn, I missed just watching Hunter x Hunter, man. Like not watching it for 2 weeks clears your head and like resets your mind. Hearing the music again, the voices, seeing the animation, especially when you're coming from a different show or a different medium. Like I said, I've watched 50 plus episodes of Dragon Ball Z in the past 2 weeks. Couple episodes of Samurai Champloo. Just started Naruto. So just straight binging. I needed to get to the Goku Frieza fight, get to that end of that arc, and Goku becoming a Super Saiyan. Then I decided, okay, now I can take the break from that, which was coincidentally returning to my channel in Hunter x Hunter. It wasn't me saying fuck it to my channel until I finished this Frieza arc. No, it wasn't like that. But the point of this rambling is that when you watch that much of one anime, and then I get back into Hunter x Hunter with a completely different animation style and sound, and really just a whole different vibe, it's like your senses have to readjust. But there's like also that remaining sense of familiarity between them because of the influences and the inspirations. I don't know, just interesting to experience firsthand. And oh yeah, also during my time off, I watched Lord of the Rings for the first time. Watched all three back to back to back, 9 straight hours of Lord of the Rings while I was just updating some graphics, animations, and stuff for the channel. Thinking about maybe recording a discussion, review, analysis video, whatever you want to call it. Just like sitting down, talking about my experiences watching Lord of the Rings, just asking broad overarching question, sharing my thoughts with y'all. I don't know. I just talking, kind of just like one of these discussions that I have at the end of my episodes with my Let's Watch series, but it's literally just about movie. You don't see my reaction, but it's literally just me talking about 9 hours worth of Lord of the Rings. And especially because I did not like Lord of the Rings. I did not like the movies. I was like bored. And I want to discover why, or at least discuss why. And I wouldn't even say I didn't like them. I think it's putting them on a pedestal because everybody relates like you either had your favorite fantasy or sci-fi movies is either Star Wars, Harry Potter, or Lord of the Rings. How do you rank those three? And it's like it's not even comparable how much I would put Lord of the Rings on the bottom of that list. And I want to discuss like my theories as to why I feel like that, or maybe there's something wrong with me. Or I don't know, just expand on it a little bit and discuss. I just want to talk about it. But I don't know if people would actually care about listening to something like that. One, because it's not anime. Two, because it's not a reaction. And three, it's literally just me talking. I don't know. But then again, why shouldn't I just make content I want to make, and if people watch it, they do. If they don't, cool. But I don't know. But yeah, I don't know if that's something people would be interested in, but overall, yeah, I really missed this. Just even something as like press and record, turning my key lights on, turning my audio interface on, remembering how to do all this stuff. Then I'm gonna be going into Premiere and editing and getting my uploads back and just managing my channel again. That's gonna just be, I don't know, just my brain has been wiped and I want to get all that back. But bruh, come on, to have the episode I come back on schedule with to be a Hisoka episode couldn't be better. The stars aligned, meant to be perfection, love story in the making. I love Hisoka. To have the episode be all about him in his first matchup that we're seeing him in, I love it even more. I really want a Hisoka figure from my desk to fit in with the vibe and personality I got going here on my giant ass desk. Like, I got my Jughead bobblehead because that's who I am. This is literally who my nickname from childhood comes from, the original Archie comics. Not shitty ass Riverdale. Don't even bring that garbage up. Never watched it. I just know it's fucking dog water. It's fucking trash. Don't even bring it up here. This is who I am after. What else? I got my Spartan little Funko Pop to represent my alma mater. Little Smurf playing basketball that I stole from somebody's vintage collection when I was like 6. Get fucked. Don't tell them I kept it. Keep that a secret. They're old by now probably. They're probably dead by now. Statute of limitations or whatever. It's that shit's got to be up by now. I think I'm in the clear, but uh and I got Buzz Lightyear for some reason. I have no idea why. I'm pretty sure I found this and I decided to keep it like, hey, I love Toy Story. I grew up on Toy Story. I'm a 90s baby, whatever. I got a jumbo lava lamp to set the vibes here. Can you even see? Oh yeah, I got another lava lamp right here. I love lava lamps. It's a vibe. And I want a Hisoka figure there, just like I want a Piccolo figure because he's one of my favorite characters in Dragon Ball. And as you can tell, I kind of like the more gray characters. I think I've discussed that before. I don't really My favorite characters are never the overall good guys and definitely not the overall bad guys. They're the great characters, so like a Piccolo or a Hisoka, and I want those there. I want to set the vibe. It's like when when it's your place of zen and peace. Like, this is my workstation. This is my area. I have a giant L-shaped desk with 4 monitors on it and all this equipment, and I want my personality to showcase here. And I need a Hisoka figure to embody that as my journey into anime for the first time. But I can't find one that has good reviews from a non-sketchy place and ain't stupidly overpriced. Like, I find ones on Amazon that are like $35, but they got no reviews, they got no Amazon Prime shipping, not doing that. Then you got the same thing. It's the exact same statue, but it costs $134, and I'm like, I don't care what it's made out of, how good it is, whatever. I am not spending 100 something dollars in a fucking plastic figurine statue. I am sorry. But I should have asked for that shit for Christmas, god damn it. The one gift I could think of to actually want to come up for Christmas, I think of 2 weeks later. God damn it. But I do want to say for this episode, a second watch was super necessary for me. I needed to watch a second time. Apologies, therefore, for the lack of awareness, perhaps during my reaction. Upon my second watch, I was like, holy shit, did I read the subtitles and just not remember the words? Like, went through my eyes and then came out my ears or out my ass. I don't know. I didn't, I like my memory and my attention skills are usually very on point, but I realized there was like just very subtle things. That's what really like the big things I get. The subtle things that I usually get or I want to make sure I get, I missed this time around. Kind of like the phrase people say, what is it? Some people talk a lot but never actually say anything. Like me, I'm hearing but not fully listening, reading but not fully comprehending, paying attention but not fully understanding. I think I was just dumb, okay? Shaking the rust off from being away for a couple weeks is my excuse, okay? But I'm sorry. I'm glad I watched this second time. That is why I watch a second time on my own, pausing, rewinding, all before my discussion. So when I do sit in this chair and I do press the record button and I do have the mic in front of me and I'm looking at the camera, I actually have a bullet point list of notes or talking points or things that I found interesting or just comments or me just writing my thoughts down so I can really understand the episode the best I can, gather my thoughts, and give you guys an informed, intelligent, knowledgeable, but still hopefully fun and engaging conversation discussion here. I don't know how many of you actually stay for these discussions. Maybe not many do. Maybe many do, and I should actually just be more confident in myself and my content and my entertainment value. But if I didn't know what the hell I'm talking about, nobody would watch that. So that's why I do that. Like the phrase I said before, I would just be it would just be a lot of talking from me and a lot of no noise coming out of this mouth without actually saying anything. So I'm very glad that I did the second watch through because I feel like now it'll be a very well informed discussion that's on par and up to standards as you guys would expect. If I didn't, you would be like, I waited 2 weeks for this upload because this is kind of garbo. This is kind of lackluster. What you doing, bruh? That's how that would be. But I'm good. So let's start off with Gon. I just knew he was going to heal fast, but I had no way of assuming this damn fast. I knew it was going to be a time jump, most likely, and it's did time jump 1 month. Like, I knew what Satsu said to him when he first broke his arm, telling him that, oh yeah, you're going to heal faster than normal, and you'll probably end up actually being stronger than before. I knew that was important and wasn't just a passing statement to just be ignored. It was purposeful in its foreshadowing and its character development. You just know when a show hangs on to something or when the character stresses it. You just know. You watch enough shows and movies and you know when a line is meant to stick out. And because here we're seeing that again in this case, but to a crazy extent. Remember, all the shit Killua listed off when Gon got originally injured. 1 month has passed, 30 days, and this kid is doing full on calisthenics in his room, one handed handstand, jumping, push ups, double front flips after just 1 month fully healed. Like, Gon freaks? More like Gon freak of nature. I couldn't tell from Killua's facial expressions, though, and his inner monologue if he was just like, purely surprised and shocked by Gon's recovery, or if there's any hints of jealousy in there or contempt. I don't know. Those are strong words, and I don't want to use them, but I don't know adjectives right now. Like Gon's proving to everybody, even the doctors are wrong, like how special he is. I doubt that's it. It's just me thinking out loud. I just think it's interesting, maybe one more than one way to interpret Killua's expressions, or maybe I'm overthinking it a bit. I also liked how we saw Gon fully healed, working out, nothing was ever wrong with him, or like nothing was ever wrong with him. Right after it cut away from seeing Wing again, like thinking to himself how he may have awakened an incredible beast. I think it's just a great duality there. Like, he's pondering this, but then you see Gon is already healed. Like, man, this guy is a fucking beast. Like, even Killua was like, what is your body made out of? Hmm. And Killua shows up to surprise Gon with tickets. And here, just as I wanted to see how Heaven's Arena makes their money, how they market this shit in a world lacking morality. Witnessing Heaven's Arena venue taking advantage of and milking its consumer potential and commercialization to its fullest. Market capitalism in an amoral world. You love to see it. A long awaited rival matchup is soon taking place. Tickets are hot, stakes are high, the energy is palpable. The crowds are full for this one, and it just ain't any old fight. It's a Hisoka fight, and it ain't just a Hisoka fight. It's a rivalry, and it's a rematch. 2 years in the making. This is on par with some Mayweather versus Pacquiao, ladies and gentlemen. Some McGregor type shit. Some Mike Tyson coming back to boxing type levels of hype. And I really needed to pay attention to Killua more on my first rewatch. My dumbass had to have been too busy rambling about whatever it was that I was rambling about because I didn't comprehend all of the stats and important info that he was relaying to Gon. Again, because we're learning with Gon, like through Gon's eyes, through his senses. And I just wasn't there in the present moment well enough in that right there to learn alongside Gon. And I failed you guys on that part during my reaction. So, Hisoka is the real fucking deal. 8-3 record with 6 knockouts. Sounds good. But then I remember you can only lose 4 times. And Hisoka has lost 3 and Hisoka has 3 losses on his record before he gets demoted and disqualified from the floor. Can only lose 1 more time. So it's high stakes for Hisoka and Gon because we know Gon wants to fight Hisoka. But if Hisoka loses this fight, it may mean the head-to-head between Gon and Hisoka might not actually end up taking place here at the arena, but later down the road, later down the line in some external environment or circumstance. But you have to get deeper into the stats to understand some more context with Hisoka, just more than just an 8-3 record. Like the fact all of those 6 knockouts have also led to that opponent's death. So Hisoka has killed everyone that he knocks out. Also, those 3 losses aren't from actually being beaten. Because even I was going to say, damn, this guy has lost to 3 people? I thought he was the real deal. Turns out all 3 of those losses are just from Hisoka not showing up to his matches and he's being forfeited. Interesting. Makes me think maybe he doesn't show up to fights he deems are a waste of time, not good enough for him. He's just registering for those fights so he doesn't get disqualified. But when he does fight, Hisoka does not lose. I would say that is some pertinent information for Gon to know in the next coming months of training for hopefully going up against Hisoka once he can get his first win and then challenge him. But more impressively, Hisoka has only ever given up 4 points total to all of his opponents. 1 knockdown and 3 clean hits. And bro, Gon, hearing all of this, saying he is in trouble, but you see him smiling, his hands shaking. Gon is definitely a fucking masochist and a lover of fighting. Could easily take after Hisoka. He's like a little Hisoka. Like I said in my discussion before, that is why to me Hisoka likes Gon so much and like pays attention to him and is like following because he's like the potential for him to become me. Like I just see Gon as a little Hisoka right now. Both masochists, both love fighting and violence and getting into the action. And what an irony, the masochist kid is the one who can heal faster and stronger than anyone else. Killua, being a killer himself, even he's like, Jesus, you say those words, but you really don't look like someone who's thinks they're in trouble. I also love being introduced to new characters. Hisoka's rival, Kastro. I don't know who is more impressive with more impressive stats. Hisoka with his stats, or the fact Kastro 2 whole years ago is the one who claimed that singular knockdown that ever happened against Hisoka, as well as the fact that although Kastro has lost to Hisoka twice, he has been the only one to not die against Hisoka. Hisoka has an 8-3 record with 6 knockouts, all leading to death. There are 2 more wins on that record that you have to account for. Those 2 wins, not by knockout, are against Kastro. So while everyone else just died at Hisoka's hand, Kastro has survived twice and has dealt 3 of the 4 hits ever put on Hisoka. The 2 fights, therefore, I imagine, have to have ended in match points. So he's taken them the full length. So no wonder those tickets that Killua snagged, that they're so hot. And Hisoka is pretty much like, a household name at this point in the fighting world. And Kastro is like Harry Potter, the man who lived. And that was like a whole 2 years ago. So it becomes more obvious this encapsulates much of your life. Just one floor, even to someone like Hisoka, can take up 2 years of your life. So a long time ago, in terms of training time for both Hisoka and Kastro, 2 years can evolve to be two completely different people. Also interesting to think Hizoka was doing this before the Hunter exam, so we know some backstory on him, what he was doing. At the very least, a very minimal amount of information about his past. We know he was doing this. And he perhaps just decided to take a break from competing in the arena to competing in the exam. And perhaps how he got any number of those 3 losses on his record were perhaps by registering for the fight so he doesn't get disqualified because you have to register for a fight every 90 days. And he just ended up missing those fights because he was out completing the Hunter exam, or maybe fulfilling his other duties as an assassin or Phantom Troop member, as I'm still predicting. Don't forget that. And during this whole thing, you're thinking, man, won't that be a perfect opportunity for Gon to really see Hisoka go all out? Analyze his main target, learn all about him, what he can do. But then you remember the promise that he made to Wing and start thinking, hmm, does that count as training or participating? And right as you think that, you see Wing waiting for the two of them right at the top of the escalator to tell Gon that, yes, that shit does count. Gon, you ain't going. Go back to your room. Watching Hisoka fight is for sure against the promise he made, as he would certainly be learning more about Nen and participating in the overall aspect of training and fighting. So Wing reasserts 2 months, I said. 2 months, no training, no nothing. We got 1 month down. You can do one more. No watching a fight, anything to do with fighting. If you are learning about Nen in any way outside of what I am teaching you myself or telling you to do, that is going against the promise you made me. And Killua even said for you, he's vouching for you too. He does not break a promise twice. You better not fucking break this promise. But he's only adamant for a few moments before changing to wonder and awe as he too is taken aback by Gon's incredibly fast healing. In his mind, he says Gon has unbelievable regenerative powers. And let me tell you, this right here is also a line you don't just forget or excuse as some passing phrase. This goes right up there with Satotsu's line. In fact, they go exactly hand in hand. If Wing, ow, if Wing, a Nen master who must now know everything there is to know about Nen, the concept itself, the properties, the abilities, just everything you can imagine, or manipulate with Nen and everything vice versa, Nen can manipulate within yourself. So if he says something like the words regenerative powers, you hold on to those two words because that has to be something yet to be more explained. Regenerative, a word that specific, and powers, powers, abilities. No way he is just talking about Gon just being able to heal fast. Like, ooh, wow, he must have, man, those red blood cells are really kicking in. His healing powers or regenerating has to be tied to Nen somehow, to the incredible beast he has awakened. There must be different traits Nen can bestow you with. Okay? Feel me out here. Read me as best you can. Maybe I'm going to be going on a good path here. I don't know. I feel like I'm a genius sometimes. Ah, like I said, there must be different traits Nen can bestow you with that you're given at birth or something. Like mutants from X-Men, Wolverine with his own regenerative powers. Like Nen can have categories, classes, subsets. Like it's its own living thing. It's its own traits and characteristics, and you can be blessed with any number of different Nen types, is how I'll describe it right now. Again, who is going to know something like that? Fucking Wing is going to know that. A master. And how and does it just stop at Gon's ability to increase his ability to heal? Can he increase his speed? Is that why he's so fast? His strength? Is that how he's able to just push opponents with no effort off the mat during the 100 floors of the arena? And how he was able to help push Kurapika and Leorio open the doors? Is that why Wing, seemingly so scrawny, skinny, innocent-looking guy who appears as no threat whatsoever, can pack such an immense punch and is a badass when push comes to shove and when it really matters? Are they like in the same class set type? Like out of some MMO RPG? Wing will see him as like a younger, smaller version of himself, I think, maybe. Like, but with even more potential. I think this line alone is huge for down the line. This is the shit I pay attention to. Sometimes I miss things, at least the first time around. But none of you can ever tell me I don't pay attention, especially the second time around, especially in these discussions. But I loved how Gon didn't even go about questioning or talking back to Wing when he was told that he can't join Killua and wants to fight. Go back to your room, train with 10 even more. You got one more month, stick it out, do as promised. And Gon's just like, okay, I understand. I respect that. Gon, he ain't even sad or upset or anything. He's all good. Because what's there to be sad about? Or at least what's the point? What's the use? Like a waste of your emotions and your time. It is what it is. Go with the flow. And I also love that line that Wing said, that their auras flow like serene rivers. Poetry right there, man. Robert Frost, eat your heart out. But I did not notice the first time around, only the second watch, that as both Wing and Zushi are walking away, you can see the white glow of Wing's aura surrounding him. Like he's expelling his energy. He's not holding it in. He's getting distracted. He's letting go like he ain't himself. He's compromised. Even Zushi is kind of worried or curious. Like he's about to bring it up, but then it disappears. So he's like, never mind. Like, why is the master acting this way out of his norm? Like, he noticed it, and he's just like Zushi noticed it, and he's just a less powerful child student. Can't be doing that in a place like this with such high level fighters and possible enemies and whatever else could happen as a result of you're releasing your Nen to the outside world to be detected or what have you. Very curious to know what Wing meant by I'm the one who's losing control. Why? This has only begun since associating with Gon and Killua and beginning to train them and realizing just how special they are, worrying that he's awakened this beast. So what's going on with him? I'm curious about that. This is where that doubt starts to seep back in, man, about his allegiances, his trustworthiness, his honesty. Who does he answer to? Tell me. There's something definitely going on with Wing, and it ain't good that something's going on with Wing. That something's going on with him that is compromising him when he has Killua and Gon both looking to and up to him for training and guidance. It could affect them too. So that will remain in the back of my mind until I get answers. I am paying attention to that. I know it. I'm aware of it, and I want answers to it. But also upon second watch, going from a serious note to a funny note, I'm so glad I also watched for a second time so I could also notice that Wing covered up the giant ass hole he made in the wall with a goddamn rug. Like, boy, you ain't slick. You ain't slick. Ain't nothing hiding that damage. That shit's coming out of your security deposit, bruh. But My favorite part of the episode, though, was for sure the conversation between Killua and Kastro. Again, the alliterations. Killua, Kastro, both are cool, badass dudes. Silver hair. What's with it with that? Like, bruh, Kastro is a cool ass, majestic, graceful, good looking man. Looking like Legolas, one of the maybe two characters I actually ended up liking from Lord of the Rings that I just watched. But even like Killua said, he was expecting some macho guy who was able to knock down and hit Hisoka, not what he was seeing on the screen. But it's almost like it's always the least suspecting, you know? He should know that. Killua should know that. Nobody suspects much from him, who just see him as a 12-year-old kid judging a book by its cover when he's really the most promising killer in his world in his world famous assassin family. Like, you should be the first to know this concept of judging a book by its cover. He not only looks cool, but he doesn't come off as or come across as an arrogant jackass. I like how he speaks. He reminds me of a Kurapika, who is one of my faves of this show for the simple fact of how much I like his attitude and his demeanor. Like, Castro is confident as anybody should be in themselves, but also matured and disciplined. But yeah, the conversation, or even more interview, I would call it, between Killua and Kastro was my favorite scene. It was just really fascinating from a character growth perspective. Like, it was just a cool conversation amongst colleagues almost. I don't want to say colleagues and I don't want to say equals. Maybe I'll say equals. Maybe I do want to say equals because I don't know who's better than the other. There's no way to tell right now. Like, I don't know how capable Killua could be against him. Like, he's a fucking assassin. He is a Zoldyck. He's the most talented of his family. Compared to the guy who can go up against Hisoka, like, who do you stack? Like, who comes out on top? Who's number one? Who's number two? Hard to gauge. Like, Castro finds Killua spying on him, but he isn't defensive. He's actually pretty welcoming, and how perceptive he is using his clone shadow technique, almost like a bait, purposely leaving his door open probably for someone to see his shadow clone on the couch chilling, then you come up right behind them, just like in his attacks against Hisoka, and he doesn't attack Killua, just greets him, just like a normal person. Like, man, Killua is probably considered a master of agility, cunning, maneuverability, sneaking, you know, all those types of words. And Kastro went completely undetected. And I also thought it was interesting. This is a very quick shot of Kastro standing behind Killua. And dude, do those two just look like spitting images of each other, just at different ages, different stages of their lives with different hairstyles? Like, they could be related. Why is it always the silver-haired motherfuckers that are the coolest of motherfuckers? What is it? Tell me. This is a profound question. Like, existential, really. Girls who look good when they dye their hair silver. My kryptonite. Okay? Guys who dye their hair silver. Usually looks good. You look good. I wanted to dye my hair silver or get some kind of highlights. I don't know. But then you have anime characters with silver hair. The coolest motherfuckers to exist. It's weird. It's a genuinely profound question. What is it about silver hair? So weird. Castro is so perceptive and disciplined with his goals. They're so set in his mind that he even went out of his way to learn everybody's names and faces who share this floor with him, who may be potential opponents. And I loved how chill their dynamic was, you know? Both of them kind of just admiring each other, respecting each other. Like, Castro has to automatically respect Killua for being on the 200th floor in the first place. No easy feat whatsoever. And he must know Nen, which is even more rare and impressive, especially for a kid his age to be at the level he is at. And Killua was just open about his admiration and was like, yeah, you're pretty damn good. And Castro just takes the compliment and is just like, dishing it back just like, your Zetsu is really impressive. But, you know, with all due respect, if I could give you one token of advice to you, you should conceal your aura before you get to this floor. You have such a strong aura presence that it disappearing out of nowhere would set off any Nen user's alarms, more so than if you just didn't do it at all. Like, bruh, that's just cool. Discussing techniques, forming acquaintances, like being around Gon for so long, his people skills have rubbed off on Killua, and now he's the one making friends and meeting people and winning them over. And just like respectfully telling Killua, sorry, can't tell you my tactics or techniques. Magician never reveals his secrets. We can match up against each other sometime. So it would be strictly unwise of myself to divulge my abilities to you. Nothing personal. And Killua was like, hey, no worries. But that's not the actual best part of the scene. That is my favorite. My favorite is Killua insisting he doesn't want to fight anymore and Kastro not believing him, telling him that his aura says otherwise. What does that mean? Like, what the hell does that mean? Can you read people through their auras? Like, I can see that you can probably sense violent or negative intent, as Wing described a couple episodes ago, but can you read into more about a person through analyzing or feeling their aura alone, as well as how that simple statement brings up this whole thing with Killua? He says he doesn't want to fight, which is so unlike Killua, or at least how he supposed to be. Like, his father would not like to hear that out of his mouth. Kastro is like, I look forward to seeing you in the Battle Olympia, which would imply he's not just going to fight; he's going to fight enough to fight against a floor master and be able to remain floor master long enough until the Battle Olympia occurs. Like, he's predicting the future or something. Like, he's read his aura and could tell this kid wants to fight. He wants to be the best. He wants to compete. He ain't going to hold himself back or keep lying to himself, thinking he is what he ain't or that he ain't what he is. Yeah, I personally think Killua is lying into himself when he says he isn't interested in fighting. I think that's untrue. I think he's in denial or trying to be someone he isn't or trying to not be somebody he is. I think he is denying his feelings and urges, trying to repress them. And can he or does he want to remain as just a spectator in this grand tower full of fighters despite remaining so engaged with everything that is going on and maintaining that goal of his? Killua has an interesting relationship with his own skill and his own potential. Remember, at the end of the exam arc, he stated that the pressure to become some soulless killer assassin is something he can't just sit well with. He can't live with that. Yet, his assassin techniques, his tactics, even his mindset is that of his when he's in combat or competing. Like, there's no separation. So there's no escaping it. And the only difference is not trying to kill someone or just not yet. That could slip. He could slip up. And if he does, he could end up killing someone when not wanting to. Like, more out of just instinct, habit, what have you. And he knows, and we know, his goal is becoming stronger than his brother Illumi. That is why he wants to learn Nen. Will that be the lingering incentive, drive, goal that leads him to actually fight and pick up where he literally left off at 8 years old when he first got to 200? So then we move on to the fight between Hisoka and Kastro. And the fight is interesting. Of course, it has to be in the split in the 2 episodes, god damn it. And again, love Kastro being confident but mature, level-headed. Thanking Hisoka, saying he's grateful. If it wasn't for that initiation he received from him and the losses he had to endure, he would not have become as strong as he is now. Literally just the concept of, in order to succeed, you have to suffer. But man, I cannot tell if Hisoka is playing with Kastro, playing with his food, playing him for a fool, teasing him. I can't tell. Literally, honestly, like, letting him hit him, the masochist that he is, just like Gon, feeling him out, no care for actually attacking. Even he says that he's not gonna attack him until he thinks it's necessary to do so, which is like, okay, if you're at 9 points to 0 and you're about to lose, then he'll be like, okay, I'm going on the offensive now. But let me tell you though, how weird Hisoka looks without that iconic grill on his face. He almost doesn't even look like himself. I was like, ooh, who the hell is this? This ain't Hisoka. But once he's dripping with blood from his face and starts smiling, it's like, hey, that's my boy. He's back. But seeing that serious look on his face was so not like him. And I think that's really interesting to take note of, or at least for me to point out. Especially seeing Hisoka on the floor knocked down, like totally, like look like a mannequin, completely unnatural, like a mannequin that got knocked over or a robot. It was just like so unnatural looking, like he doesn't belong on the floor like there. Like, 'cause that's the first time I've seen him like that. Like the subtle thing I find really fascinating though is listening to the commentary. All these people come to watch these matches, but have no fucking clue what they're watching. It's almost pathetic. Pay all this money to watch these fights you don't even know. You aren't even aware of what's actually occurring in front of you. Like when the commentary or when the commentator is like, "Are my eyes deceiving me? Did he disappear? It looked like he disappeared to me. Did he make a mistake? I thought he dodged that. What's going on?" While to any Nen user, it's completely apparent and obvious what's going on. You can see it. It's like all the spectators who came to watch the Budokai Tenkaichi tournaments in Dragon Ball, and then you have Goku fighting Piccolo at such speeds with such techniques that not even fucking Master Roshi, Krillin, or Tien Han, who has 3 fucking eyes, can see what's going on. What do you expect these regular ass people to know what's going on? I just think it's so interesting. All these people, even the commentators, have no clue what's going on behind the scenes during these fights, and they just eat it up regardless and pay all that money. The fight itself was just getting started. Again, where it's episodes, we'll have to have another episode to watch for this full fight to play out to see if it gets any better. And I say any better because right now, because so far, like the techniques Kastro uses is not mind blowing to me, or not even particularly cool. You watch any random episode of Dragon Ball or Naruto, and you'll see teleporting and disappearing and someone cloning themselves like at least 10 fucking times. Like, bruh, I just started Naruto literally yesterday, and the first damn episode was Naruto learning the shadow clone technique from the seal, and he cloned himself like 100 fucking times, and not even after images, but actual clones. You had Tien Han shit out 4 clones of himself, and Goku fighting all 4 of them at once. But then you just have a simple clone right here. Let alone Castro's Tiger Bite Fist is literally like a carbon copy from Yamcha's Roga Fufuken or Wolfgang Fist. Like, bruh, seen it.
Boring.
The only and biggest mind blowing thing to happen was Hisoka getting his arm fucking cut off. Like, huh? What? What am I seeing? Excuse me? A baking powder? How the turns have tabled. Cut that guy's arms off in the tunnel at the beginning of the Hunter exam. Now you're here without an arm. Karma is a bitch, huh? Which brings us back to our special presentation. The arm count is now at 6. Thought it would be a while from last episode until the next time I have to update this list. So we were at 6. So we're at 6 now, I believe. Hisoka slicing off both those guys' arms. You can either count that as 1 for 1 person or for 2 arms. Hanzo breaking Gon's arm. Gon breaking Illumi's arm. Gon having his arm broken again. And now Kastro cutting Hisoka's arm off. Nice. Now, it couldn't be more obvious that Hisoka doesn't actually have a missing arm. Let's get real. This guy is a badass, but there is no way he is just not in pain from having his arm cut off and just holding his severed arm in his other hand like nothing happened. I mean, also, no blood? You have blood dripping from your face after getting hit in the fucking nose. or lip or whatever, and you have cuts and bruises and gashes all up on your face just from getting punched and kicked, but not a single drop of blood dropping from that giant hole you have in your meat sack of your arm. It got sliced clean off. I get that Hunter x Hunter might have started off on an early morning time slot back when it first aired on TV and had to tone back the violence and gore a bit, but damn, there's also just no way. There are so many shots and scenes and stills in the intro and outro that haven't occurred yet, showing Hisoka with both arms, as well as the fact I just don't see Hisoka not having a damn arm. Like, bruh, this is some super long con, super ultra trickery here. Even the commentator called Hisoka like the master magician. Watch, this is some magic shit. Kastro's hyping up his own clone technique. Hisoka's got his own clone technique or some shit or whatever else I'll see that shows that Kastro is fighting. Not really Hisoka. I'm just waiting until the next episode. Let's see what happens with that. But there's no way that his arm actually got cut off. Something's gonna happen that showcases that that's not Hisoka, that's a clone, or Hisoka uses magic to put his arm back on. I have no clue. But there's no way that Castro actually sliced actual Hisoka's arm off. No way. And from that, I really don't have much else to say with this episode in this discussion. The biggest takeaways from this episode obviously would firstly be something is wrong with Wing. Killua is continuing to fight against himself, deciding whether or not he wants to fight. And the most interesting takeaway to me up until now, Hisoka has clearly set and been the highest bar level that we've seen in terms of pure fighting ability. Not the case anymore. For now, however briefly that may be, he has been demoted from such a pedestal. Kastro is just the character to spearhead this introduction of Nen, conveying a whole new layer to conflicts, flights, martial arts, where a simple fist fight just really isn't possible anymore. And I think Hunter x Hunter does a good job at not ruining combat like that. Like, I almost miss the days of watching the original Dragon Ball for the first time, or just Dragon Ball in general, where Goku still fought with his fists and his legs. Martial arts was still prevalent, and something like Kamehameha was used relatively for last resort, or like when the Budokai tournaments came, is when you got really hyped to see Goku, Krillin, Tien in full force, giving it all they got, showcasing just how much they've learned and trained, or when Goku faced evil Piccolo Daimo and used all of his abilities up against him. And I still think there is nothing more profound so far in Dragon Ball, even with me 105 episodes into Dragon Ball Z, than back in Dragon Ball when Goku showed up at the Budokai after 3 years of training with the Kami, his closest friends not having seen him for 3 years, and he just appears in front of them almost as a stranger because nobody recognizes him because he's all grown up. He's grown like a young adult. He's so fast, so purposeful and mature. You can just sense his chi, filled with all this mystery and this strength that we've yet to see up until he gets into the ring. We are looking through the eyes and experiencing what Roshi, Krillin, Tien, Yamcha, and Bulma felt when they first laid eyes on him. And him doing nothing but hitting an opponent once with no effort, and that's it, they're donezo. Or going up against Piccolo and taking off his weighted clothes to gain even more strength and chi. Like, my god, I get goosebumps thinking about watching that for the first time. Holy shit. It's like literally, it's like I would recommend people to watch Dragon Ball just so you can build up to that moment. It like all culminates. All those episodes culminate right into that little arc right there, and it's just so profound. I legit get goosebumps thinking about it and talking about it right now. And then, like in Dragon Ball Z, the closest that comes to that is Goku training under, say, like the 100 times gravity when he was on his way to planet Namek. But even then, it was it was just abilities, like no real combat really. Even against Frieza, like, you got some, but it was like 90 to 10, 90% abilities, 10% actual hand to hand combat. Just like, okay, Frieza threw this giant energy ball into the planet's core, now it's gonna blow up. Okay, this Ginyu guy can just transfer over your spirit or your soul into another body. Cool. Okay, Goku literally drew out all of the ki from every fucking living thing on the planet and surrounding planets, hit Frieza with it, and he still didn't die. Frieza magically blew Krillin up with his mind. Takes like 3 episodes. Why do I have that accent? Takes like 3 episodes for a guy to power up. 2 episodes for Goku to use a Genki Dama, and it doesn't even work. 5 episodes of seeing which energy blast is stronger than the other. Or like Goku, literally, I think it was 10 or 15 episodes where he's just in the recovery tank and we're just waiting for him to get out. But when he does get out, it's in the blink of a fucking eye, and that was badass. It made up for that. That's what I'm saying. But then, like, 5 episodes of seeing which energy blast is stronger than the other and who's going to overpower who. And at the end of the day, it's really just like whoever has the higher battle power wins. But not really, because how Frieza fucking dies is at his own hands, slicing himself in half by accident with his own stupid ability that he should have never used in the first place. And I think that was the point. That's the essence of that arc. And I'm not shitting on Dragon Ball Z whatsoever. I love it. I wouldn't binge 50 plus episodes of a show in 2 weeks if I wasn't in love with a show. I'm just comparing. In Hunter x Hunter, I feel like martial arts and physical close quarters hand to hand combat is still at the core, even with the existence of Nen. And that's dope. I think Hunter x Hunter, again, remember I'm only at episode 31 here, but I think Hunter x Hunter took the chi concept of Dragon Ball and the abilities that came with that, and perhaps perfected it with Nen here. I don't know. Maybe you'll agree. And this episode showed me how foolish it was to even consider saying I understand Nen at all. Nen is so malleable and versatile. I just need to shut up and not assume I know anything at all. If anything, just flip that and continue going about assuming I know jack shit. Seeing that so clearly with this fight here. I think that's what the fight is supposed to be about. I don't actually care about the fight itself. I care about its implications, what it means for the concepts of the story. Where learning that half of any battle is reading, dissecting, and figuring out your opponent while they do the same to you. The second half is actually following through and incapacitating them so you come out on top. It's like Hunter x Hunter just has everything going for it. Fascinating characters and world where both of them aren't held back by morality with an arguably perfect power system. Like, bruh, with that, I'm enjoying the ride so far very much. And I'll be completely honest when I'm not. Like I've said, when episodes are boring, I'll say something is dumb when I think it is. Like this episode, I don't care about this fight because it's boring so far. It's just a copy of Dragon Ball, in my opinion, like I'm watching a Budokai tournament or something. But that's like just a sliver of what this episode is actually offering, and everything else about this episode means so much more to me than the fight itself. I'm just trying to always walk that balance between entertaining, engaging, truthful, genuine, positive, down to earth, trying to combine all of that into these discussions and my channel and content as a whole. Just trying to do the best I can to have all of those be present. And I hope I'm doing a good job at that. And that's why I like taking it one episode at a time and having these nice discussions, conversations with you. Like if you're here right now watching and listening to me, you're awesome. Now picture I didn't have this conversation I'm having right now. And I just watched episode 31 and 32 back to back in one episode and just had one little tiny 20-minute discussion. And I just talked about everything that happened at the end of the fight only because The fight is the only thing that matters. Nothing in the beginning of the fight matters. Nothing in the beginning of the other episodes matter. I would skip so much that happened in 31 because it holds no relevancy to the immediate plot at hand and to what will probably end up being the highlight of episode 2, as opposed to listening to my discussion now with my opinions on the fight right now, everything, all the subtle details and references and Easter eggs or whatever that are in this, showcasing just how much I do pay attention to this show, my curiosity of Nen, my confusion on Hisoka missing an arm right now, me wondering about Killua's personal situation and Wing's situation, just everything there is about this episode, the cliffhanger itself of you guys knowing what happens in episode 32, but I don't, and you guys are waiting for me to watch that episode. We're both getting excited as it builds up to that, and then I watch it, I upload it, I see you guys react to me and we discuss it even more in the comments and I get to connect with y'all one episode at a time. It sounds so much more fun and engaging than watching 3 episodes in one video. At least it does to me, so that's what I'll keep doing. Love y'all. And with that, I think that's where I'm going to end this episode's discussion. If you enjoyed this video and found it entertaining, hitting the like button to let me know is awesome, and better yet, if you want to keep up with all future content from me, be sure to subscribe to stay in the loop. Keep the conversation going down in the comments below so I can connect with y'all more, build a community here. You know that's the most important thing to me. Follow me on social media for my photography and a more personal side if you'd like. Having said all that, and with that said, so long, farewell, until next time, thank you, be happy, and I hope you have a good one. Peace.